All right, from 5 News, I am meteorologist Stephen Elmore. If you were just with our live stream that we just ended, I said if we had another severe thunderstorm warning, we would hop right back on here. Of course, here we are. One severe thunderstorm warning was canceled early there in Carroll County. And while we ended that live stream that we were just dealing with, a new severe thunderstorm warning popped up with the county line there between Oklahoma and Arkansas for Benton County. Delaware and Benton County that would be. So let's go ahead and talk about this new severe thunderstorm warning that is right there on the state line, and some heavy rainfall at least, but also getting some reports of some hail maybe in the area as well. So Decatur, Gentry, Colcord, Gravette area, at least dealing with a very heavy downpour of some rain right now, but also dealing with some strong winds in the area as well. This is pulling out of the radar chart with Tulsa. I don't want that data. I want the data from the radar site there in Fort Smith. And what you find here, maybe pulling up some of those winds, not wanting to do it right now. That's okay. I think those winds right around, let's say, 40 up to 60 miles per hour between Decatur, Salem Springs right now. But an additional reason why that severe thunderstorm warning was issued there on the state line, the county line that we share there, is because of the hail that's in the area right now. So that hail, more than likely just shy of the size of some quarters right now, is still in Delaware County, but eventually could be crossing over into Benton County as well, especially far western Benton County. So Lake Flint Creek, more than likely to be well south of that, but let's say between Highway 43, 12, and 102 there in western Benton County, maybe starting to see some small hail crossing over the state line here pretty soon. As of right now, not seeing the signs of that. Of course, probably most populated area, populated city in that area is going to be Decatur. Still, that hail core is well off towards the west when it comes to folks joining us in Decatur. Just giving you that heads up as of right now. Again, the winds in that area don't look super impressive, but more than likely you're going to find some of those winds. Well, those readings definitely don't look very impressive at all, but of course that is picking up from the radar site all the way out in Tulsa. This is another one of those areas that we really struggle with between 3 different radar sites, of course, those being Tulsa, Springfield, and Fort Smith. So let's see here. This is going to give us the best look there from Fort Smith. I'm going to go to turn on rain mode here, and we'll give you a breakdown of everything going across northwest Arkansas right now. Of course, that severe thunderstorm warning does include parts of Decatur and Salem Springs. I think that severe thunderstorm warning more than likely was triggered because of the hail that's associated with it, maybe climbing up to the size of quarters. Right now, that's still in eastern Oklahoma, just towards the northeast of the Colcord area, but still well off towards the west of Decatur. You live right on the state line there, pretty much in central Benton County or central Delaware County, and you share that county line. That's maybe where we could find some of those larger hailstones here in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. You look elsewhere across northwest Arkansas, pretty scattered, pretty light to moderate rainfall right now. Not looking at a lot when it comes to extensive severe weather when it comes to the rest of this evening. We take a look widespread across northwest Arkansas. Of course, earlier we had that severe thunderstorm warning that was in Carroll County. That was set to expire early. Now we're starting to see some of those heavier showers in central Madison County, Springdale to Fayetteville. Got some of those heavier showers, a few frequent lightning strikes as well. Looking at our cameras there in northwest Arkansas, all of them look pretty dark and gloomy out there right now. I tell you what, there was about a good span of, let's say, 5 minutes between the warnings that we had, one for Carroll County and now for Benton County. And I went back and I read some of the comments that folks were asking when it comes to the last live stream that we did. And a frequent question that I got, I've already had friends of ours asking as well if we were going to attend this evening, was the fireworks show there at Cross Church. I know Lauren is still out there in the newsroom. I have not heard anything. If you're still wondering that question right now, whether it's canceled or not, I don't know exactly what time it was supposed to be in, but you talk about Cross Church, Rogers area, I'm assuming is where the fireworks are going to be out there this evening. Some scattered showers out there right now, and if folks are watching us there, I'll show you what's still to come. Maybe some heavy rainfall still working out of the Cassville area. Southern Missouri is going to all push off towards the south. So I'm not a professional when it comes to go or no go when it comes to fireworks shows. I'm sure there's a lot more out there that are happening out there this evening, but I know that Cross Church one is a big one. Some scattered showers more than likely going to be possible, not only within the next hour, but maybe 2 hours in that. So if anything, I hope you can just delay it and still get it in late this evening. I know that's not good for the parents that are trying to wake up early tomorrow for work, or the kiddos that wanted to see the fireworks out there tonight. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled. I don't have a direct answer for you right now. Got a lot of those questions in the past hour or so. I know our folks there in the newsroom, if they hear anything, hopefully they'll let me know and I can pass that information along to you. If not, we'll go ahead and put that information on our website or on our social media platforms. Of course, here is that severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up out of the National Weather Service there in Tulsa. Includes Siloam Springs, Gentry, Decatur, just outside of Gravette, not included in that severe thunderstorm warning. The Highfill area also is included in that severe thunderstorm warning. This one will go out, let's see here, 7 something, what is exactly though, 7:30 is going to be the time that this severe thunderstorm warning will go out towards. Sunset this time of year is right around 8:30-ish, give or take 5 or 10 minutes or so. So if the fireworks show that everybody was talking about in the last live stream is still going on, and it's probably going on after sunset, that's still an hour and a half from now. You might be in good shape. I'm not exactly sure what time that fireworks show starts, though. Let's pull up that hail tracker. And you can see right there on the state line is where you'd find that little gray spot. What that's telling us is maybe you could find some hailstones, let's call it between nickel and quarter size. Not necessarily the most damaging hail you're ever going to find, but enough to prompt a severe thunderstorm warning. So you live right in this general area with that shared line between Delaware and Benton County along 43 or near 12. That's where you could find maybe some of those larger hailstones. Elsewhere in the yellow polygon that we have when it comes to the severe thunderstorm warning, no hail being reported. More than likely the threshold that's triggered this severe thunderstorm warning was because of the winds in that area reaching potentially up to 60 miles per hour. I'm going to actually read the information that we have from the National Weather Service. When it comes to that warning, I believe this is going to be what's called a baseline severe thunderstorm warning, which means it just reached the threshold to go ahead and issue that. And that's exactly what it is. This is moving towards the northeast out of Colcord, moving east at about 15 miles per hour. That's the bad news in this, is that this rainfall, if you're getting it right now, we're talking about the severe thunderstorm warning, if it's only moving 15 miles per hour, more than likely you're going to be dealing with some heavy rainfall for a while. This is for winds up to 60 mile per hour and nickel-size hailstones. Those hailstones still just in, they're going ahead and trimming just that warning included in Benton County now. So what that tells me is that this hail reading that we're seeing there in Delaware County was not the reason why they went ahead and issued that warning. It's because of the winds in this area, because as you see, there's no hail threat right now in western Benton County. So this is definitely for winds up to 40, 50, 60 miles per hour, and that's why I want to go ahead and pull up the velocity here. And I believe this is going to, I'll wait for the next loop to see exactly which radar site this is pulling out of. I believe that is Fort Smith. That's some good news for us. So we kind of click around here and try to find where those strongest winds are going to be. It's not looking all too impressive. At least we're looking far away, I know, but more than likely those winds going to be, let's say, 30, 40, 50 miles per hour right now. Of course, that can knock over some small trees, that can pick up some debris. So if you're in that warning polygon, do me a favor. If you're in between Gentry and Decatur and the Gravette area along 102, 59, or 12, 72 included in there as well, this is where we have at least, bare minimum, some torrential downpour of some rain right now. No tornado threat this evening. I know some of these folks, including in this warning, bad memories from those tornado that we had way back when. But good news is just some very heavy rainfall right now. Some strong winds, maybe at the surface, is what you could find. I think for the most part, those winds are going to be focused around in between the Decatur and Gravette area, and that's what I'm going to try to find why this warning is going for us. And I believe now we're pulling out of a different radar site, which is fine. It's going to give us an okay guess, but those wind readings don't look all too impressive. So let's go ahead and stay off of that right now. Maybe getting some bad data, or maybe the National Weather Service is just getting something that we are not right now. Again, bare minimum is at least that we're seeing a heavy downpour of some rain right now between Gravette and Siloam Springs. We reset here between Benton all the way out to Carroll County. We've got some heavy rainfall out there right now. That severe thunderstorm warning is going out for another 35 minutes or so, at least. There's a possibility that it cancels early. They've already started trimming that warning out of Delaware County. And what I'm going to do here is go to the chat with the National Weather Service and read that information that they have for us. So this cell is moving off towards the northeast, 15 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour. Winds involved with that. Of course, they just canceled that warning for folks there in Delaware County. That's some good news. Heads up down the line. Maybe Bentonville and Rogers starting to get some of this rainfall here in the next little bit. What I'm going to do here is try to loop this. Generally, these thunderstorms more than likely pushing off towards the south. So that is a little, maybe we can get some of those showers to move off towards the northeast, but I'd be surprised if Bentonville, Rogers has significant rainfall still left tonight. I think for the most part, we're done right now, but still that severe thunderstorm warning in Benton County right now. You're joining us, Siloam Springs, Highfield, Gentry, Decatur. That is where that severe thunderstorm warning is right now. We talked about how the hail threat almost zero right now. I think maybe some folks in this area dealing with this cell that we have that's severe as of right now could be dealing with maybe up to penny-sized hailstones. But definitely the threat here is going to be those winds associated with this downburst of some heavy rainfall that we have in western Benton County. We've seen this here before. It's a classic setup for the summertime as well. So that's what we're dealing with right now. That severe thunderstorm warning, of course, that was in Carroll County, expired early. That's what we're hoping for here right now, is that this also runs out of steam and expires early as well. Maybe because they trimmed out parts of Delaware already. We could work towards that here in just the next little bit if it drops below the threshold for severe weather when it comes from the National Weather Service. Let's talk about Washington County really quick. I know Sunday evening, especially during the summertime, a lot of folks are out and about trying to enjoy the summer break. Goshen, Fayetteville, 412, 71 up to Springdale. That's where the heavy rainfall is right now. Greenland, Elkins, you're fine right now, but you are going to get some showers here in the next 30 minutes to an hour or so. You work even further south than that, Prairie Grove, West Fork, Winslow area. What you see here is that thin green line, that's that outflow. We talked about this in the last live stream, and we talk about it all the time. With these thunderstorm setups we get, you may not be seeing some rain, but maybe you're feeling some very strong winds coming out of these thunderstorms as they start to collapse. And those winds can be very low at the surface as well. These can knock around some trash cans. They can blow over some small trees every once in a while, but you're definitely getting a gust of wind there stretching from Winslow out through Westville there in Adair County, north of Stillwell as well. Eventually you'll get some of those stronger winds as well. Let's work over to Madison County and give you an update there. Huntsville's been dealing with some heavy rainfall in the past hour or so, but now some lighter rainfall there south of Huntsville between the Boston Mountains. You're getting some high elevation here, getting a downpour of some rain. as of right now, but no severe weather. Carroll County, same story, no severe weather between Green Forest, Osage, Berryville, and Eureka Springs, but still some of that heavier rainfall. Of course, we work back to Benton County, where we have that severe thunderstorm warning that goes out until 7:30. Elsewhere in the county, let's say for Gravette, Bella Vista, Bentonville, Rogers, Pea Ridge, Gravette, War Eagle, just some moderate light rainfall right now. Really, the only severe thunderstorm that we have is solely focused on western parts of the county for all those who are joining in Benton County out there this evening. First severe thunderstorm warning we've had for Benton County so far. And let's see here, that is for Oklahoma. Okay. Just reading something out of the National Weather Service. They issued something for something outside of our viewing area. We check back in on velocity here. Maybe we could start to find some of those readings here. I tell you what, it doesn't look all too impressive, right? 15, 13 miles per hour. But of course, this is a tough zone for us, and it's a struggle that we all have to deal with, unfortunately, as we are basically, you stretch out your arm from Tulsa, from Springfield, from Fort Smith, and basically this area right here is all at the outskirts of those radar sites. So the wind readings maybe not our friend right now when it comes to getting accurate data, but there is definitely a reason why the National Weather Service out of Tulsa is hanging on to this warning, and it's probably because of those winds, because when you take a look at the hail, and we put on the hail track because it shows you where it populated and where it went, actually it was moving closer towards the Colcord area, and so much so they dropped that warning. So, and now that hail's picked up now, or actually dropped down, excuse me, to the point where it's not severe anymore, and that hail eventually didn't even reach Colcord. That's some good news for our friends out towards the west. Maybe some hail happened in parts of Benton County. What I'm looking at is right here. Maybe a little bit happened, but for the most part, probably penny size or less. Siloam Springs, Gentry up to Decatur. When you take a look at the hail tracker, if there was hail, what you would see is those gray returns coming back. Good news is not seeing that right now. When we sample the winds, it doesn't look all too impressive when it comes to our in-house, but the National Weather Service saying there is still possibility of winds up to 60 miles per hour with that cell in western Benton County. Heavy rainfall for sure, really across all of northwest Arkansas. Folks who are just now joining us, let's go ahead and reset all the way. Across the river valley, it's been beautiful out there this evening. We had that heat advisory that expired 1 minute ago, so now it's still hot out there, but it's not to the risk where we need to continue that heat advisory from Tulsa. That was for Crawford, Sebastian, definitely, I believe parts of LaFleur, Sequoia, Franklin were included in that heat advisory as well. But that expired at 7 p.m. Those heat index values were high today, anywhere between 105 to 108. So it's still very muggy, still very hot out there. Hopefully we can get some of these showers to work into the river valley and stay below the severe limits. That's what I'm hoping for. And just get some maybe moderate rainfall, or at least you get the outflow from it and get some gusty winds to move through. And that can help cool down things a little bit as we head late into the evening. Scattered showers really continue though from Carroll County to Madison County and further out towards the east. And good news is, as we're tracking these thunderstorms, yes, I know we still have that severe thunderstorm there in Benton County, but you take a look a little bit further out towards the east, and this is where the damaging wind was. This is where it was looking really nasty out towards the east with some winds up to 70, 80 miles per hour. And now those severe thunderstorm warnings have dropped off. That's good news for our friends there in northern Arkansas, not having to deal with that severe weather as of right now. But of course, we know this time of year it moves into an untapped environment where it is just hot and muggy outside, and even a marginal thunderstorm when it comes to the severe limit can turn severe very quickly just because it has plenty of energy to work through. Severe thunderstorm warning, Decatur to Siloam Springs, western Benton County. You see those lightning returns coming back out there. We don't have a camera that far west, and I'm looking at our cameras right now, and nothing's really giving us a great image, but it's more than likely not very comfortable out there right now when it comes to dealing with that thunderstorm out there. And you see right now is that maybe we're starting to see a little bit of these cells starting to separate. It's very messy out there right now, more than likely. This thunderstorm is going to continue to push off towards the south, but what's indicated right now may be pushing out towards the east. And let's loop this and see what we got going on. And well, good news is it just hasn't populated with the National Weather Service. We were sampling those winds, and they didn't look all too impressive. And now the National Weather Service is saying it's not impressive for them either. So that warning has expired, been canceled early, about 30 minutes early. So let's reset things here again. Hopefully I don't jinx myself this time, because as soon as we ended this last live stream, another warning was issued. As it stands right now, I think we're in good shape. Let's reset across northwest Arkansas, from Benton County through Carroll and Madison County. Some heavy rainfall stretching from Huntsville to Fayetteville to Springdale, Siloam Springs, Bentonville, Rogers. Again, about the fireworks show, I have no idea right now. They don't call me when they make those decisions, but hopefully they're in Rogers at Cross Church. They can have that fireworks show on schedule. You got these thunderstorm complex moving off towards the south, and ahead of it, you're producing some of those stronger winds. Good news is everything's below the severe limit as of right now. If that changes, though, we will hop back on here, no matter how many times we have to start up a live stream just to give you that information. These thunderstorms continue to push off towards the south. They could continue to weaken, hopefully start to fall apart as well. Not completely ruling out that we see some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms across the river valley later on this evening. You still could see some rain, but I think for the most part, the severe threat is really starting to come down as we head later on into the evening. Not guaranteeing it, but that's how it's looking right now as they cancel yet another severe thunderstorm warning early. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. No severe thunderstorms across northwest Arkansas, across the river valley. It's been beautiful all day, but maybe later down the line, at least some scattered showers. If we do have the severe thunderstorm once again, we'll hop right back on our live streaming platforms. Until then, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thanks for joining us this evening once again. And I do not care if another severe thunderstorm warning happens. We'll start a third live stream for those who have joined us for the first one as well. For 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore, and we'll continue to track these thunderstorms throughout this evening. Thanks.